Teachit Primary's digital versions of familiar primary classroom games are intuitive and instantly engaging. If you're after something quick and fun, but with serious learning at its heart, we'll have an activity for you. Demonstrating key numeracy concepts is a doddle with our flexible modelling tools. Our fraction wall, featuring the lovable nosy, is fun, visually appealing and endlessly versatile.
Bubble Multiples is a brilliant resource. It's so versatile that you can change the tables to suit the children, and it's a brilliant lesson starter.
We love dial scales because it's hassle-free and behaves just like the real thing. Whatever you're teaching, our flexible, open interactives are ready to use as they are, or can be amended if needed. Our jolly twist on Hangman is beautifully appealing. We love how his smile disappears when the balloons pop, visually clear and open to a variety of uses. Robot Spell is our slightly retro technological take on cover right check. Use him for focused spelling lists, words associated with topics or particular aspects of learning. He's a stickler for accuracy but supportive when mistakes are made.
Robot Spell is a really fun resource. It's colourful, it's big, and it engages children in spellings in a totally different way. So it uses the look, cover, write, spell method but on the board.
Our libraries are jam-packed with interactive resources. Many of these will be perfect as they are, but they really come alive when you take them and make them your own. In its simplest form, this quiz format is great for recapping. But by amending the questions or adding variants, it's easy to create a more complex discussion prompt. Adapting, printing and saving your activities is super speedy and offers huge scope for differentiating, personalising and tailoring the tasks. It's simple to change the questions, extend the learning or reduce the challenge. You decide whether progress is checked along the way. You might even ask pupils to work independently with printed versions. And of course, you can save your changes so that you don't have to start again next time. Sometimes a swift edit of a resource can entirely change the learning. A short and snappy sequencing of events can be quickly transformed into a task that asks pupils to look at the text in another way and starts to develop their personal responses. There is a huge bank of activities linked to our paper-based resources that you can use instantly in your classroom. You can adapt most of these to fit your class, purpose and time available. This is simple and quick and you can save your changes. But there is another dimension to our interactives. You can create interactive resources yourself, from scratch, in minutes, and it's not hard. Here's how. This starts life as a classic synonym activity, but by adding a bullseye background, you could start to explore degrees of meaning. You might choose a continuum to organise your ideas, a photo of your classroom to label, a graph to complete, or a diagram of parts of a plant to identify. You can also edit the tiles themselves, and because they are endlessly flippable, you can introduce layers to a task by asking a question, providing a solution, offering different choices, or even adding images and sounds to individual tiles. Once you've saved your versions to Teachit, they are safely stored and accessible from any online computer. This is useful for building a bank of activities, for last-minute planning panic, or for sharing with your class or colleagues.
The facility to be able to save your own resources into Teachit is extremely handy. We have a spiral curriculum these days, so very often you have to revisit similar concepts again and again, and having easy access to saved resources is really useful.
The possibilities really are endless.